Okay, it's live on YouTube now.
Paimana, could you please turn on your camera?
Okay, I will.
What are you laughing about? Are you laughing at me?
No, why at you?
So why are you laughing? Is there any joke? I don't know when the other students will be here, so we have to wait for some minutes.
Can you share the link to the practical English group?
No, I can't because I'm not the admin of that group. Ms. Bo will do that. I'll text Ms. Bo to share it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm great. What's your name? Please mute.
My name is
Abdiaziz, right? Please mute.
Yeah,
And where are you from?
from Kenya.
From where?
I'm from Kenya.
Okay. Nice country. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Hello, Mohammed. How are you?
Hi, Muqdas.
How are you today?
Yeah, sounds good.
Hello, Mohammed. How are you? Okay.
Muhammad is mute. Yeah.
Okay, nice to see you here, Mohammed. I see it's your first time here, right? You can unmute yourself and tell something about yourself.
Muqaddas, maybe he is having some connection.
Connection issues?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, you can introduce yourself until the class begins. We are waiting for some people to join, and if they didn't join, we'll start our class. And it's live stream on YouTube right now. So I would like everyone to introduce themselves.
Let me start first.
Okay.
My name is Abdulaziz Normosa. I'm from Kenya, and I'm a student. I'm studying college. After that, I live with my parents. It's just like, yeah,
Okay. And what are you studying at the college?
just like ICT, computer, and other subjects like,
Oh, wow, great. So you are learning IT, right?
yeah,
That would be my future field, IT.
yeah, that is good.
So are you learning JavaScript? I really find JavaScript hard.
Yeah,
What about other programs?
that is. I'm waiting their time still, but I'm studying this one. Yeah. What about you?
Right now I'm at school in 12th grade, and in 2 months I will graduate the school.
Okay. That is. Anyone else?
Is there anyone else who would like to introduce him or herself? Paimona, what about you?
Okay, so hello everyone. This is Paimona Juya from Afghanistan, and I'm a student in 10th grade. And it's about 5 or 4 months that I'm starting learning English in James Green English Classroom. And I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning new things because this is a practical group and it's so useful. And I'm so happy to be in this class.
Okay, great for having you. So everyone, let's start the class. Before starting our new lesson, I would like someone to repeat our previous lesson. What was it about? And what did we learn? First, before that, I want to introduce myself. Nili, are you going to do that, or you want me to introduce myself?
I'd like you to introduce yourself, please.
Okay. It's Muqaddas Juya from Afghanistan, and it has been about 2 or 3 months that I'm here in James Green English classroom as a teacher, and it's my second class today. And today I'll be a substitute teacher for Monmi. Monmi usually teaches grammar on Fridays, but she had some problems. She couldn't make it this time, and I'm doing her class for her today. That's all about my introduction. So I said I would like someone to repeat our previous lesson. Can anyone do that for us?
The last lesson.
Yeah, our previous lesson, the lesson that Munmi taught.
I can repeat, but unfortunately I was not there yesterday.
Okay, no problem. You can share your ideas during the class when someone else express or remember it. Paimona, what about you?
Okay, so our previous lesson was about the phrasal verbs and prepositional verbs. So we learned that phrasal verbs are made of a phrasal or a preposition, sorry. And the phrasal verbs are made of a verb root and a particle. And we said that phrasal verbs may be separable or inseparable, transitional or intransitional, and the preposition verbs are made of a root and a preposition. This was our previous lesson, and we were given examples to the class as well. And the preposition verbs can be separated as well.
Thank you, Paimona. Thank you. So our previous lesson was about prepositions and phrasal verbs, phrases as well. So Abdulaziz, could you tell us something about prepositions? What are they?
I have no idea though. Sorry.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would say what is it? Thank you. So Shakil Ahmad, Saiba. Phrases as well. Abdulaziz, could you tell us something about prepositions? What are
Muqaddas, maybe they weren't at the class.
Yeah, right. So I'll start sharing my screen now to start a new lesson. Can you see my screen now, guys?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So guys, our previous lesson was in unit 62. We talked about prepositions and the structure of how to form a verb by preposition plus ing. And we offered examples as well. We talked about it. Actually, Monmi taught it. And today, in continuation of this part, we have unit 63. There is no point in verb ing or its worth verb ing. It is our today's lesson is like our previous one. There is nothing new in here. There are some patterns, some sentences for speaking. So the thing that that's really important in this lesson is to remember our previous lesson and to connect this lesson with our previous one. This is important in this lesson, and there is nothing else for like explaining or for something that wants structuring or other things. These are just a bunch of patterns actually for using them in our everyday English or in our everyday conversation. So before this part, I have a video to share, so you can watch that video and you will tell me that what was said or what's the connection of the video with our today's lesson. So let's get started. Please tell me if you can hear the video.
We are so.
Can you hear the video, guys?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we can.
Okay, great.
So, and I love, you know, hanging out with you, and I mean, I'm having a lot of fun.
Here's a short description of a video that what's it about. So before explaining it, let's watch it till the end, and I will say that what is it about, okay?
Okay. I mean, there's no point in spending time with someone if it's just fun. I mean, it's got to be going somewhere, right? So where is it going?
I'll say that.
We are so. So I really like you, and I love you know, hanging out with you, and I mean, I'm having a lot of fun.
So now I'm going to read the description. Ross is trying to talk with Mona about their relationship. As usual, he is adolescently gawky and awkward. He really likes her, but maybe it's not enough. He thinks it makes no sense wasting time with someone if it's just fun. So now you know that what's this video about and the connection of this video with our lesson. This video is about using a very common pattern that we sometimes use it for example, for saying that something is worthy or something is worthless. So please pay attention in this part, and then I'll ask you, what was it mentioned here?
Okay. I mean, there's no point in spending time with someone if it's just fun. I mean, it's got to be going somewhere, right? So where is it going?
Now, is there anyone to tell me what Ross exactly said in the last part of the video? Is there anyone? Please feel free to answer. If nobody is going to tell us, I will tell you. In the last part of the video, Ross said that there is no point in, for example, there is no point in having a relationship that is just for fun. So you see our connection or the connection of this video with our lesson. Notice that today we are going to be talking about there is no point in verb ing or it's worth verb ing. I would like someone to read this part for us. Who's gonna read this part?
Which part?
This part, the part A. Section A.
Section A.
Yeah.
There is no point in it's no use, it is no good doing something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read others all.
Yeah, you should read all the way through section A.
No point in having a car if you never use it. There was no point in waiting any longer, so we left. It's no use worrying about what happened. There is nothing you can do about it. It is no good trying to
Yeah.
persuade me. You will not succeed. We say no point in, but the point of there is no point in having a car. What is the point of having a car if you need use it?
Thank you. You should say anyone else. Okay. Is there anyone else to read section B for us?
Can I
May I
read?
read?
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you. We say it's
What's your
word.
name? What's your name? Please introduce
Kader.
yourself first.
I'm Kader Hussain speaking from Pakistan.
Okay, thank you, Kader. You can continue.
Welcome. We say it's worth, it's not worth doing something. It's nice town. It's worth spending a few days there. Our flight was very early in the morning, so it wasn't worth going to bed. You can say that something is worth it or not worth it. You should spend a couple of days here. It's worth it. We didn't go to bed. It wasn't worth it. You can also say that something is worth doing. A movie is worth seeing, etc. It's a great movie. It's worth seeing. Thieves broke into the house. That didn't take anything. There was nothing worth stealing. It's an interesting idea. It's worth thinking about.
Thank you, Kader. Thank you.
Welcome.
Is there anybody else to read the section C for us?
Can I read again?
Who is it?
Can I read again, Abdulaziz?
Yes, you can, of course.
We say trouble, difficult, and have fast. We say have trouble, difficult, and problem doing something. I had no trouble finding a place to stay. No trouble to find. Do you have a problem getting a visa? People sometimes have difficulty reading my writing. I think I finished. We say have trouble, difficult problem. I had no trouble finding this to say. No trouble.
Are you done, Abdel?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay, I think there's probably like a voice kind of. Can you hear it too?
Sorry?
It's like my voice is echoing right now. Can you feel that too?
Yeah, it is.
I really don't know what's the problem.
Yeah.
But, okay. So part D. Who is it? The next one. Section D.
There's probably like a voice kind of. Can
This
you?
is Rosa. Can I?
Who is it? Who said can I?
Rosa,
Voices.
Yes, of course, Rosa. Go ahead.
we say spend time doing something, or waste time doing something.
Mhm.
He spent hours trying repair the clock. I waste a lot of time doing nothing. We also say busy doing something. She said she couldn't meet me. She was too busy doing, yes,
Yes.
she was too busy doing other things.
Thank you. So the last section, section E. Before reading, please say your name so that we can know who is reading this part. Ali, are you going to read this part for us? Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
I am fine, thank you, Muqaddas. Section E, we use go plus ing for sports and other activities. For example, go sailing, go swimming,
Yeah.
go fishing, go riding, go hiking, go surfing, go scuba diving, go skiing, go jogging, go camping. Examples, how often do you go swimming? We went skiing last year. Tom isn't here. He is gone shopping. I have never been sailing.
Sailing, yeah. Thank you, Ali. Thank you so much. Thank you guys, everyone, for reading this page for us. So, as I said earlier, these sentences do not need any explanation. These are the sentences, the patterns that we should memorize them and use them in our everyday conversation. And I should mention one thing as well, that this part is connected to our previous lesson. There is no difference in it. For example, in our previous lesson, we learned about expressions, we learned about phrases and other things. So this lesson is really about that lesson. There is not much difference. Now, okay, so as you can see, there is no point in this is there is no point as expression. It is an expression, and I'm sure that you guys already know what's an expression and what is it connected to these sentences. If there is anyone who can define an expression, what is an expression? What's an expression, guys? Okay, no problem. I'm gonna tell what is an expression. An expression is the act of conveying or it's the act of actions, in even in art or even in movements. This is the simple the definition of expression. We have mathematical expressions. We have expression that is connected with computer, especially it's a particular concept that we use with computer science. For example, some terms, some functions, and some constants come together and make a simple or a single sentence. In computer science I'm talking about, and we call it an expression or a mathematical expression. When we say it is a sentence or it is the combination of symbols that it actually it shows the relationship between quantities. This is the simple definition for expressions. We have a lot of kind of expression. We have facial expression as well. So you are quite familiar with facial expression. Facial expression is something that shows the state of our face. For example, being angry or showing it in our face, it's simply a facial expression. So when we say expression in grammar, it is a bunch of words, or it is kind of a sentence that conveys something. Maybe it conveys our emotion or other things. So in section A, we have some pattern actually that we use it with ing form. When we use there is no point in, after this, we should always use ing form, okay? For example, there is no point in scuba diving, for example, or there is no point in having a car if you never use it. So you see the pattern here, we say there is no point in doing something. It indicates that the verb after there is no point in should be an ing form. Like you can consider in these examples, there is no point in having a car if you never use it. It means it's useless. It's useless of having a car if you never use it, right? Or another example, there are no point in waiting. As you can see, the verb here, wait, is an ing form. There is no point in waiting any longer, so we left. It means it was useless. It was useless for us to wait, so we left. Or it's no use worrying about what happened. There's nothing you can do about it. So as you can see here, after this one as well, we use ing form. After what? After it's no use. Like saying it's no use talking too much. It's no use worrying about things that happened in the past. We can offer thousands of examples like this. Or another one, it's no good trying to pursue me. You won't succeed. So as you can see, trying is an ing form. Try is a verb, and it is simply an ing form. But we have another pattern as well, no point in, that we use them with demonstrative adjectives, like there, here, things like that. We just use it with there. For example, there is shows the existence of something. There is no point in having a car. Or when we want to use the point of, we should remember that we should use it with WH question with what. For example, what's the point of having a car if you never use it? So you see the pattern here. We are talking about
Muqaddas, you are breaking out.
Am I not audible?
Your voice is breaking up.
Oh, maybe I'm having internet connection issues.
Yeah, right now it's better.
Okay. But when we try to say that something is not worthy of doing, we say it's not worth doing something. For example, it's not worth what? It's not worth goofing around. So you can see the pattern here. Examples, it's a nice town. It's worth spending a few days here. Our flight was very early in the morning, so it wasn't worth going to bed. So as you can see here, there is our verb after it's worth an ing form. Our flight was very early in the morning, so it wasn't worth going to bed. You can say that something is worth it or not worth it. These are the expressions that you frequently hear in movies and daily conversations. For example, going out with friends, or it's worth it going out with friends, or you can go out with friends, it's worth it. Simply these, you can find thousands of examples like this. For example, you should spend a couple of days here, it's worth it. Or we didn't go to bed, it wasn't worth it. It means it was worthless. You can also say that something is worth doing. Or, for example, a movie is worth seeing. As you can see, instead of doing, we can replace thousands of words with ing form. Worth seeing, worth walking, worth speaking, worth staying. These are the verbs that we can use instead of seeing or doing. For example, it's a great movie, it's worth seeing. Thieves broke into the house, but didn't take anything. There was nothing worth stealing. So sorry for thieves. They tried very hard, but they didn't catch anything or steal anything. So as you can see, instead of saying, we use the verb, which is stealing. Remember that it should be an ing form, only in ing. Next, it's an interesting idea. It's worth thinking about. So you can see that. In section C, we have when we refer to when something is difficult for us, when we can't do something for any reason, we use these patterns. For example, have trouble doing something. I'm having trouble with doing my homework, for example, or have difficulty doing something, or have a problem doing something. Examples, I had no trouble finding a place to stay. It means he or she didn't have any trouble or problem with finding a place. Did you have a problem getting a visa? So as you can see the pattern here, did you have a problem getting? Have a problem getting something or doing something? Okay. People sometimes have difficulty reading my writing. So these are just, as I said, a bunch of expressions or sentences that we just simply use them in our speaking, nothing else. We say to spend time or waste time doing something. For example, he spent hours trying to repair the clock. It means that he actually tried to repair the clock for hours. Or I waste a lot of time doing nothing. We also say be busy doing something. For example, she said she couldn't meet me. She was too busy doing other things. Hope you learned something from this part, and let's jump into the next section, section E, which is the last section. Here is a very common pattern, go plus ing form of the verb. And we often use go plus ing for verbs or for things that we usually do them in our free time, in our leisure time. We use go plus ing for sports and other activities. For example, we have go sailing. What does go sailing mean? Can anyone say? If you do not know, please ask me. I will say the definition of the words.
Can I say Mukadas?
Yes.
Sailing, it means that you're in a boat in the middle of a river, right?
Yeah,
Being in a boat.
absolutely. Right. Okay, go surfing. You guys know the meaning of surfing. And we have also go swimming, go scuba diving, which is an activity, go fishing, go skiing, go riding, go jogging. What does jogging mean? Please say it. Someone, is there anyone in this group or not? Rosa.
Go jogging to go outside for a walk. Little
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, a slow walk. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have go hiking and go camping. So next time when you want to go somewhere and camp, you go, I went camping, or I'm trying to I'm planning to go camping. Notice the examples, please. How often do you go swimming? He went skiing last year. Tom isn't here. He is gone shopping. I've never been sailing. So guys, notice something that when we use verb with go, or actually when we use the pattern of go plus ing, in here, go can change according to our tense. For example, instead of go in here, we used gone because it's not in present tense. Or in here, instead of go, we used went. Because of what? Because it is in past time. So that's all from this part here, and here are a bunch of exercises. I would like everyone to take part, please. The exercises in this part, and please do not stay silent. Help me to do the exercises, okay? Okay, so I'm only going to read or do the first exercise, then it's up to you to do the next. Exercises, which goes with which. So here are a bunch of sentences with these sentences that you connect them. Okay, for example, the first one, it's a nice town. It's worth spending a few days. So in here, you simply write the letters. Number two, it's an interesting idea. So you find the related sentence here, then you can join them together and read them. Anyone?
It's worth considering.
It's an interesting idea. It's worth considering. Right, good for you. Another, guys? Sentence number 3. Would anyone do that?
3, it's no use, Rosa. It's no
Yeah.
use standing here talking. We have to do something.
We have to do something, right? Correct. Thank you. Another? The fourth one?
It's not important. It's not worth worrying about.
It's not important. It's not worth worrying about. G. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would like everyone to take part in this part, please. Anyone else?
Yeah, me, this is Eric. There is no point in looking for him. We'll never find him.
Yes, that's right. We will never find him. B. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sentence number 6. It's no good apologizing to him. Anyone else?
This is Rosa. It's no good apologizing to me. I don't believe you sorry. You are sorry.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Sentence number 7.
It's not worth arguing with him. We'll never find him, right?
It's not arguing with him.
Or he
No,
won't
it's
change his opinion. E.
E. He won't change his opinion, right? That's correct. Last sentence. The last one.
This is Rosa. The hotel is a short walk from here. It's not worth getting a taxi. See?
Yeah, thank you, Rosa. Nelly, are you there? I would like to have a word with you. Is Nelly there? Okay, I think she's busy doing something. So, here are some sentences beginning with the no point. All you have to do is just use there is no point in the beginning of the sentence, and the sentence will be completed. So, for example, why have a car if you never use? No point in having a car if you never use it. The second one. Would like to do the second one? You just use there is no point in, then verb plus ing. Azita, could you do that for us?
May I try?
Yeah, Azita, go first.
Yes. Why work if you don't need money? There is no point in working if you don't need money.
Yeah, that's right. There is no point in working if you don't need money. Another one.
Me?
This is Ahmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ahmed?
Yeah. Don't try to use if you feel tried. My answering, there isn't no point. Don't try to study if you feel try.
Thank you. Yes, there's no point in studying if you feel tired. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Anyone else?
May I try?
Is it static?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go, Eric.
There is no point in being hurry if you have plenty of time.
Yes, we say there is no point in hurrying. Remember that he
Hurrying.
said earlier that after there is no point in, we use our verb with ing form, okay? There is no point in hurrying if you have plenty of time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So in here says that complete the sentences. We have some sentences that actually with the verb ing. That's it. For example, I managed to get a visa, but it was difficult. I had a problem getting a visa. You just rewrite it, kind of restate the sentences with the verb ing, I mean. So anyone to do the second one for us?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
I find it hard to remember people's name. I have a problem remembering the names.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. You can also add people's name. For example, I have a problem remembering people's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3.
Lucy found a job easily. It wasn't a problem. She had no trouble finding a job.
Yes, thank you. That's right. She had no problem finding a job. Correct. Another one. Anyone else? Number 4. I don't know what has happened to members there. You're so quiet, guys.
Number 4, it will be easy to get a ticket for the game. You won't have any problems getting a ticket for the game.
Yeah, correct. That's right. Absolutely. The last one.
It was easy for us to understand one another. We had no difficulty understanding one another.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. Thank you, Azita.
Anytime.
So in the last section, we have complete the sentences, use only one word each time. So in here, all you have to do is just use one word with ing form. Okay, for example, I waste a lot of time doing nothing. Number 2, how much time do you spend to and from work every day? So what do you think, guys? What should we use here?
Commuting.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you spend commuting?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We can use commuting, or we can use going, traveling, or getting as well. Azita, would you please read that sentence in complete form?
Yeah. How much time do you spend commuting to and from work every day?
Yeah, that's right, correct. The next one, number 3.
Me?
Anyone else?
Can I try?
No, you tried many times, so I will ask everyone to take part in this part. Please do not be silent observer, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Who is it?
Eric, can I? Karen is going on holiday tomorrow. She's busy doing her things ready.
What do you think? Should we use doing her things ready or getting your things ready?
Giving her things.
Do we have do something ready or we have get something ready? Which one you think is correct?
I've never heard give. Did you say give? Give?
Get, not give, get.
Yeah, get ready. I think it's get her things ready. I think you are correct. Yeah.
Yes. We say get things ready. I don't know who is with his or her mic on. So let's jump into the next sentence, which says.
May I try?
Yes, of course.
I waste too much time doing TV.
So
let me try number 4.
It's not necessary to just use doing here, Ahmed. You can use other verbs as well. For example, with TV, we say watch TV, not do TV, right? We can say, I waste so much time watching TV in here.
Okay, good.
Yes. So here is just an example, guys. It doesn't mean that we should just use do in every sentence. It's just an example. It says that we should use a verb with ing form, nothing else. So the next one was gonna try.
May I?
Yes. Ali? Are you going to complete the sentence or not? Or I'll complete it.
Yeah, I want to complete, but unfortunately I lost my connection for a while.
Okay.
I want to try the fifth one. There was a beautiful view from the hill. It was worth going to the
What
top.
do we usually do to get on top?
Going.
Yeah, we can use climbing as well, right? Climb to the top.
Climbing to the top or going to the top.
Yeah, that's right. Both of them can be correct. Thank you. So the sixth one.
Me, teacher.
Yes, go Catalina Garza.
Yes, we need to stay calm. There's no point in getting angry.
Yeah, correct. There's no point in getting angry. Thank you.
Thank you to you, teacher.
The seventh one.
May I?
Who said may I?
Yulji.
Who? Excuse me?
Yulji, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Is learning to play the guitar. They spend a lot of time to play guitar.
Yeah. So we say, so in here, you can see
I've
MS
done.
learning. When we learn something, what we do? When we want to learn something, what usually we do? We practice, right?
We can say in practicing.
Yeah.
She spent a lot of time in practicing.
Yes,
Is it
that's
correct?
right. That's correct. That's the correct sentence.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we see here she spends a lot of time practicing, right? Okay, thanks for trying. The next one, the 8th one.
Can I?
Who said, may I?
Solon from China.
Okay, Solon, go ahead.
Gary is enjoying his new job. He is busy working on a new project.
Yeah, correct. Thank you, Solon.
Thank you.
The next one, 9th one.
Can I? This is Eric.
Yes, go ahead.
I decided it wasn't worth applying for the job. I had no chance of getting in.
Could you repeat this part from worth what?
Yeah, it wasn't worth applying for the job.
Yeah, impressive. Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. The 10th one. The 10th sentence.
It's no good thinking to escape. You won't be able to get out of here.
Thank you, Azita. Correct. That's correct. That's right. So, guys, I think I have expanded the time because today James is not able to come to teach. So another 1 hour I'll be chairing the class. So because of that, I wanted to talk with Nelly. So Nelly didn't answer. I don't know why. Because of that, we are actually having extra time learning this book. Nelly, if you can hear me, please tell me, is there any problem to continue this book, or just you want me to chair another class? Or Ahmed, you can tell me if you're there.
Yeah, Muqaddas, I think in the today's schedule, you have 2 classes.
Yes.
13 UTC and 14 UTC. That's your schedule for today. And I don't know if you have connect with the Nelly. I think in your schedule we have 2 classes today.
Yes, because of that, I wanted to continue this part, and for the next 30 minutes, we'll have open conversation if there is no problem with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So for another 20 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, for another 15 minutes, we will be going or studying this book, and after that, we will have open conversation. Okay, the next part says, complete the sentences, choose from the following and put the verb in the correct form. So you can see, guys, in here, the verbs are given. All you have to do is just put them in the correct form, or to make these sentences complete. For example, the first one, Ben lives by the sea and he has got a boat. So he often goes what? Goes sailing. Who's gonna do the next part, the next sentence?
My teacher, it was a very hot day. We go
Ahmed,
swimming.
are you there? Please help me unmute people.
To be honest, I'm not host and co-host to helping you.
Oh,
and
Simon, you're the co-host.
I think Nelly, if you don't mind make me co-host, I can help you.
Okay, I'll try to make you the co-host.
But if you are not host, you can't make me co-host.
I'm going to make you co-host, and you can help me.
Yeah.
Now you're the co-host.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Who was reading this sentence?
I was reading, teacher. So
Okay,
it was a
go
very
ahead.
it was a very hot day. So we go swimming in the lake.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. Anyone else?
There is number 3. There is plenty of snow in the mountains, so we'll be able to go skiing.
Yes, we will be able to go to skiing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
May I try?
Yes, Kawa. Kawa, right?
Thank you, dear. Yeah, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Helen has 2 horses. She go riding regularly, right?
Yes, correct. We use goes because we use it with what? With the subject pronoun of she,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, thank you.
Number 5, this is Ahmed. Yeah. Don isn't here. He goes shopping. There were a few things he needed to buy.
Yes, thanks. We can say that for helping me to do the exercises.
But I think it's better, it's correct. We have to say he goes shopping. Yeah, he goes shopping.
He goes shopping. Right.
Yeah.
Or instead of using gerund, we can use an infinitive as well. He goes to shop, for example. But we are not allowed to say he goes to shopping. That's enough for the book. So let's jump into an outlet that I have made for today. Common handy one for you. There are lots of useful patterns. You can use them in our everyday speech. In here, there are some sentences with gerund ing after some certain expressions. So here, they are just expressions, okay? They are kind of like variables. We can change the expressions. We can, the important thing is that we should be able to make a no expression from these patterns, from the patterns that I have highlighted, okay? The first sentence says, it's no use trying that key. So as you can see, after it's no use, we only use the ing form of the verb. It's no use trying that key. You can see it doesn't fit. The next one, it's no good. After it's no good, we also use what? Verb ing. It's no good shouting at him. He is deaf. Another sentence, there's no point in. We already know that after there's no point in, we use the ing form of the verb. There's no point in cooking food. Nobody's hungry. The next one, it's no worth ordering the book if you can borrow it from John. It means you do not have to buy the book. You can simply borrow it from your friend. Another one, it's I can't stand or I can't bear. What does stand mean or bear mean in here? Can anyone tell me?
Yes, stand or bear means that you can tolerate something. Or you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can stand or bear means to tolerate something. When we say I can't bear or I can't stand something, it means you're fed up with it and you can no results. Okay, he couldn't help laughing at Emma's face when she saw the prize. What does help mean here? Can anyone tell me? Couldn't help. We say I can't help, for example. I can't help laughing. I can't help crying. What does it mean?
Can't help. It means it's not possible for me. I can't do this. Yeah. It's necessary. This situation obligates me for doing this action.
Yes. Right now you want to do that action and you can't control yourself to not do that thing, right? Okay, thank you. He had a hard time explaining how he had lost the report. What does hard time or having a hard time mean here? Paimona, can you hear me? Could you please tell me what is it? What does it mean? Could you tell me what it means?
Yeah, it means that he had a hard time explaining how he had lost the report. It means that it was so difficult for him to explain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Another sentence, the receptionist had difficulty understanding him. So it is the same as having a hard time. Having difficulty and having a hard time is the same. It means the receptionist had problem what? Problem understanding him. And instead of having or have difficulty, we can say have a problem. We can say the receptionist had a problem understanding him. We can use the pattern from the book, okay? The next one, we had a good time visiting our cousins today. So having a good time, you are familiar with it, that you enjoy a situation or you like doing that thing and you enjoy doing it. You enjoy doing something. For example, we had a good time visiting our cousins today. We said already this part. The next one, the boy spends a lot of time, or vice versa of this sentence, we can say the boy wastes time playing video games. The next one, the children had fun playing in the garden all afternoon. And another sentence, there is no need to call a taxi. I don't mind taking the bus. So what does don't mind mean here? This is important. You should know that.
Don't mind means he or she doesn't have problem.
Ali, we hardly can hear you because your voice is so low.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, a little better.
Yeah, I think I don't mind means I don't have any problem with taking a bus.
Yeah, correct, absolutely. So the last one, there is no denying that he's a good player. So what does really it mean? There's no denying in something. Can anyone tell me?
It doesn't exist any doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no doubt in it, or there's no doubt in it, simply you can say. Thank you. Who was it, Catalina or Catalino, right?
Yeah, thank you to you.
There's no denying that he's a good player. I just don't like him. That's all for these patterns. I hope you found these patterns useful. And here we have a summary and exercise part, and we have 4 minutes left. So I would like everyone to just do the exercises here. Please take part. Everyone, I'm asking everyone to do this, okay? The first one we have, there is no point in doing something. Please make an example here. Who would like to do that? There's no point in doing something. Instead of doing something, you can add a verb with ing form. For example, we can say there is no point. Who is it?
For example, there is no point in learning new vocabulary, for example.
Yeah, but I see there are lots of usages and there are lots of points.
Yeah.
So, as an example, we can offer it, no problem. The second one, it's no use plus verb ing. Who would like to do this part, guys? It's no use.
Alicia.
Go ahead, Ali.
May I try?
Yes. Yes, Azita.
Yeah, it's no use working hard, for example.
Yeah, thank you. It's no use working hard.
Sorry, what was the meaning of it's no use?
It means it's not worthy. It's worthless. It's not beneficial. When something is not worthy, we can say it's no use. For example, it's no use splurging your money, or it's no use spending your money on things you do not need, right? Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. The next one, it's no good. It's the same as we say it's no use. They are the same. Who try to do this one or complete this one? Make an example, guys. Amans, would you please try this one?
Okay.
Number 3, right there. Hold on, wait. 3,
It's
right
no
there. You're asking at number 3, right? Okay, number 3.
Eric, Amans is trying. You can do the next one.
The next one, the down one under that.
No,
No point in.
Okay, go ahead.
No point in.
No, the third one. You should do the third one, and Eric will do the next one.
Okay. It's no good. Surviving. And no way out. You know.
Yeah, as an example, we can offer it. No problem.
Okay. All right. So I answered the question. The next question there. Number 4. Next one. No point in. No point in surviving. I use another word. No point. There's no point in eating when you're being stung by a poisonous snake.
Okay, that's a great example. Thank you. So the last one.
Okay. The point of.
So remember that.
Okay. The point of eating is to get full. The point of eating is to get your stomach full.
Yeah, and also remember that earlier I said with this pattern, we can use what as well. For example, what's the point of eating too much when you are full or when you are not hungry? Thank you guys. Thank you so much for attending. What did you say? Excuse me?
Nothing. I was trying to use the what word that you had said. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. Thank you for telling me that.
Okay, so we are ending this class, and for the next 30 minutes, we will have an open conversation, and I'll be the substitute for James, and we will talk about the things or issues that you like to bring in, and so thank you guys for attending this class. I hope you learned something from this grammar part, and for the next coming days I want you to memorize, or just if you like to use them in your daily speech, you have to memorize actually these patterns and use them. The point of learning grammar is to be able to memorize or actually to use the sentences and the patterns in our everyday conversation. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and we'll get back together. Okay, guys.
This is Ahmed. I'm gonna share my opinion about your question, about your theme. You said like the using the grammar to be able to summarize and understanding the people. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, correct. So that's the all usage of it. Grammar isn't something that you just memorize it in your head and not or use it in your speech, in your daily speech, or just it's not just playing with the structure of the sentences. No, it's the grammar is about to be able to identify the part of the sentences and use them in our everyday speech, in our everyday conversation. That's the point of learning grammar, I think. And our lesson was all about memorizing the patterns and using them.
Yeah. So my personal opinion about it, in the grammatical in the world, there isn't anything you must do it without the grammar. So, for example, if I need to eat, there are some rules, there are some grammar you must follow it to you must to eat. And if you need to go to the school, there are some rules, some grammar, you must follow. And like learn the new language, it's not considered like the native speaker, not consider your mother tongue. You must following the grammar to improving and to summarizing, to catch the people which is the talking about it. And I think I share my opinion in this point maybe about a month ago. The grammar in the first of all make you a lot of the obstacle. I'm talking about in the first of all, in the beginning, you need to learn English, making a lot of the obstacle. Because you decide to learn a new language that is not your mother tongue, and you're focusing on the grammar. In the English language there are a lot irregular grammar, and if you're following this grammar, you lose your motivation, you're losing your encourage to learn English, to be honest, because in the past, but I am losing my encourage about it. But you get the intermediate level in the English language, immediately you must move into learn English, because you you can't summarize the people and catch the people without the example. I'm give you this. If you say I'm see it, I am, and instead I am see I is. In grammatically, if you're using I is, that is not correct. Is wrong. If you use I am, you know, that is correct. So if you're following the grammar, that's need to deliver your message to the people, and you can't connect it with the people. And sometimes we join the Zoom call in the different group here also, the people talking, but in eventually you don't catch anything because he didn't following the grammar. And that's making a lot of the mistake in English language. And to be honest, I'm not teacher, but I have some experience because I have, I need to learn English by my desire. And if you have the desire in anything, you're focusing on the something. But to be honest, I am not lose the grammar a lot in English language, but I am focusing on the listen skills a lot, and I am focusing on my in my listening on the grammar. And if you put the book towards you and you're studying the grammar, I'm not love it this way, this method to learn grammar. But I think if you need to be advanced level, you must be advancing in the grammar. So because there isn't anything without the grammar. Any language in the world have the grammar, and if you need to connect it with the people correctly, you must focusing on the grammar in the eventually. But I think that learning the grammar consider the last step you must focusing on it in your journey to learn English.
Okay, thank you. So guys, you know the working rule here, you just summarize others people saying, and then you can either say your opinion about the topic mentioned, or just you can change the topic and bring in a new topic. And if you're still interested in continuing the discussion of the usage of grammar in our English or in English, you can talk about this topic, or you can just simply change the topic. Ahmed said anyone else, so is there anyone else to summarize Ahmed? And then you can bring in your favorite topic or just continue with the old one.
This is Ali Shafaq from Afghanistan. Ahmad, you said that grammar is very important, and in daily basis life we facing with grammatical points. For example, in every stage of life, we need some rules and regulations, and you bring some examples like for eating, for walking, for drinking, for everything, we need some regulation and rules. So grammar is the rule of a language, and we need to follow that, and we need to learn about that. And if we don't know about the grammatical point of a language, we cannot speak correctly. We cannot use structures correctly in that language. So because of these reasons, grammar is important, and you're focusing on grammar when you're listening and when you're reading something, but you're not memorizing the grammar. Am I right?
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. In my point of view, I think I am joining with Ahmad, and grammar is important for learning of a language and for correct writing, for correct speaking. But focusing too much on grammar and memorizing the structures and the formula, I think it brings some problem for the people who want to learn a new language, especially in English. Because I have this experience when I was in the university, and I was beside of university, I was learning English in many courses, but there was just more focus on grammatical and grammatical structures. The teachers forced to students to memorize the formula for example, in simple present tense, they bring a formula, and they force the students to memorize that and keep in mind. So it was difficult for students and for me also. When I was talking, I was trying to remember the formula, and I was thinking about that a lot, and it was not natural for me to learn language. So I think it's the best way is that we do not focus on formula very much, and we just can learn it's naturally for from listening and writing and practicing speaking. It's by memorizing, I think it's difficult to learn grammar or any other things like memorizing individual words. I think it's not useful. And just if you want to learn a language, it's better to use the words and in the sentences. When you use a sentence, grammatical rules are already in the sentences, and when you use a sentence correctly, you are able to learn grammatical points at the same time. This is my opinion. Anyone else?
Well, this is me, Ahmad. Okay, I think grammar. I haven't completed, finishing studying grammar actually. But in communicating, talking at anyone here and talking at anyone outside here or anyone you met or you meet, using a basic grammar, like not too advanced grammar, is is an easy way to use to talk to anyone you want to talk to, because basic grammar is the only thing I think that easy to learn and to use in any normal conversation. That's all. Even I use a basic grammar to talk to anyone, because for me advanced grammar is really hard, and I couldn't remember back when I start using advanced grammar. I start forgetting about word, and so I just go ahead and use a basic like I am, you are, past tense, present tense. That's all. Just easy to use. Talk to anyone I want to talk to. So yeah, anyone else?
This is Ramesh from the fall. And now I'd like to summarize Amons. Amons, you said you liked to learn basic grammar and you use only basic grammar because it's easy for you to use them and learn language, but you don't like to use advanced grammar because it's very difficult for you to use them. And actually, you don't like to learn advanced grammar. Is this correct, Amans?
Yep. Yes, true. Hard to learn advanced grammar, yeah. But use basic.
Okay, thank you, Amans. So for me, I also on the same page with Ali Shafat because grammar is not so important for me because I use my own language, my native language, and I never learned my grammar in my language because I pick up the language from my parents, from my society, from my friends, and even now I haven't studied advanced grammar in my language, in my native language. And I also think the same way in learning second language too, because if I start thinking a lot of grammars and rules, then almost I become very empty, and those rules disturb me a lot to speak. Even sometimes I think I can't write because I have to remember so many advanced words and grammar rules and this conjunction and punctuations, like this. So many things come to into mind, and almost I become dumb. So that's a reason for communication. I think picking up a language is very important, and we don't force anyone to learn grammar. But in my country, even my schools forced students to learn advanced grammar, and so we teach them grammar. But when in space, when they have to use the grammar language in real life, they can't speak the language, they can't use the expressions because they think a lot grammars and rules, and they think the class is also very boring, and they're always afraid of making mistakes, and they think they make mistakes. That's why they don't like to speak in front of the audience. So to me, so it's not necessary for us to learn grammar very strictly, because we are adding just filter in the brain, because grammar rules work as a filter, and this sentence you cannot make, this preposition you can't use here, and this verb you can't use here. That's why I have to be very perfect to use the grammar, and I have to be very selective to use even preposition also, to even verb also. And then language actually doesn't become natural to me. So to be very natural speaker, I like to use the words we comes automatically in the brain, and I don't think this even structures also. What type of structures are internalized in my brain, and they come out naturally, and I don't think a lot, and I don't care about grammar so much, because it gives me a lot of troubles if I start thinking, and if I buy very big book of grammar and following this rule, this one, rule number 2, 3, 4, like this, then I can't communicate freely and very independently because I have to depend totally on my grammar rules and on that book. That's the reason. So just this is my opinion. So just is my opinion. I don't like to be on a different page with any member here, but I'm on the same page with Ali Shafat. So I'd like to say thank you, everyone, and anyone else.
This is Simona Juya from Afghan. So, Ramesh, you said your opinion about to learn the grammar was that you don't force people to learn grammar because they will learn they won't be very much able to learn the grammar. And you said that when you want to learn the grammar and when you want to be a natural speaker, it's very good to you to learn the grammar. But when people doesn't want to learn, we don't have to force them or we don't have to restrict them to learn the grammar. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I agree in some ways with you that you said we don't have to force people. To learn something, to learn a language, to learn a grammar, it's
Yeah, I think that the voice is not clear.
You don't have that.
Paymana, your voice is not clear. You have internet connection issue. Ramash and Amas, did you hear anything?
No, I can't. No, I can't.
No, I can't hear Paima. Probably her voice is breaking, so she might have internet problem.
So, anybody want to continue the conversation? We have 5 minutes left. Muqaddas, are you there or not? Also, if you are not there.
Sorry, I had a connection problem. Yes, I am here. We have about 7 minutes left. So if anyone
I think Muqaddas also have the internet connections issue. I think we have the 5 minute to left. And let's move to the surprises learning, satisfaction, dissatisfactions. So Muqaddas, are you able now to talk? Your internet is good now?
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So, as I said, we have 5 minutes left. So Your classes, we can end the class. I hope I'm audible now. I would like to continue the discussion. Although I couldn't catch what exactly Paimona said, maybe she had some networking issues like me. I would also like to share my opinion on learning grammar. Some people think that learning grammar is difficult, and it's not necessary. Some people think actually that it is not necessary for learning a language. They can learn a language by just memorizing the words, by enhancing their vocabulary, and by memorizing some sentences, and just by saying it. But some people believe that learning the grammar can help people to learn that language from the basics, which I agree on this point. I think that when we want to learn a language without learning grammar, we cannot learn that language properly. And some people believe that no, it's not really necessary. They give some examples like babies, for example. They say babies, when they learn to talk, they do not consider grammar at all, or they just learn that language without grammatical rules, which in somehow it can be correct. But if our intention is to learn that language from the basics, to be familiar with every concept of that language, it is necessary for us to learn grammar. And some people make grammar really difficult, but I find grammar really easy and interesting. I personally like grammar, and every time I try to teach grammar, I give lots of lecture. Maybe I'm class boring as I learn on grammar. And yeah, that's it. That's all my opinion about learning grammar. Anyone else? We have just 2 minutes left.
Muqaddas, your
Hello.
internet is not stable. To be honest, we don't understand anything.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Steve.
Yeah, ma'am. My perception about the grammar, it is certain, I think, important, because without learning grammar, I think it is next to impossible to understand the language or the connection of the language, because our word and another word, the connection. If you want to understand the connection, then I think we have to understand the grammar also, because it is, we can say, the grammarian. If we follow the grammarian, there are so many grammarians. My subject is philosophy, so I have read about the grammarian points of view. So they want to tell that without grammar, it is certain difficult to understand the other's language. If we are not, actually I am not a native actually I don't live in say native English country, but I live in India, Kolkata actually. So my language is Bengali. So from 2 years, I wanted to learn this language, but uh, I have many friends. I talked with them, but I didn't learn actually. So I read many things about the grammar, but then I understood that without practicing, ma'am, then without practicing, it is certain hard to understand or learn this language. So grammar is certain important, I think, and that is the heart. I think that is the heart of any language. So this is my view about the grammar. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sadeep. Thank you. I really appreciate your opinion. As you said, yeah, right. I agree on everything that you said. So that's all for this class. I mean, thank you guys for joining my classes today. And over to you, Ahmad.
Thank you, Muqaddas.
If there is any classes, you can tell us.
Yeah, thank you so much. You are struggling to teach the class today because you have the internet issue, but for that, thank you so much for everything. And I think in the our schedule, we have that break, but I don't know if you, Nelly, I think Nelly is here, but we can't hear us. Nelly, are you there? Nelly? So we have the 1 hour break. I think that is not good to finishing the class and starting the new class. Like we have another meeting, like meeting for board of director. And is that possible? I want to teach the class 1 hour. I mean this break. If anybody agree with me, give me thumbs up to teach the class 1 hour. Okay. So let's teach the class 1 hour because after this hour we have the meeting, board of director meeting. And so let's share my screen. I have a topic, it's very interesting. We can talking about it. And that is very easy to talk about it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Ahmad, we can.
Yes. Yeah. So I want to talk about the rules to learn English. Like Muqaddas said and teach her class. To be honest, I'm choosing the 7 rules to teach, the learn English. So there are the 7 rules. Number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. We're gonna to discuss about the number 1 and number 2 and number 3, and we finish this rule. And my method to teach the 7 rules to learn English, the topic is speaking English fluently and confidently. And there are the 7 rules. We can follow it. And before we follow with this rule, you must understand what do you mean this rule. And I'm gonna push one to read, and we discuss about the number 1, like the rule. And after we finish this rule, we can moving the another rule, and we reach out to the last rule in the eventually tongue twister. And anyone else want to read the number 1 and discuss about it?
Should I try?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Your goal is to deliver a message. don't not speak perfect English. With the right grammar and vocabulary, even native English speakers make mistakes.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna discuss about the number one and the one part in the one rules. Your goal is a deliver a message, not speak perfectly English with your grammar, with the right grammar and vocabulary. So I'm gonna give you the flower, Muqaddas. You want to share your opinion about it? What do you mean that? What do you thinking about that?
So it simply implies this. Actually, these sentences imply. Am I audible? I don't know because
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
These sentences imply that when we want to speak English, we do not have to be afraid of making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's a natural thing. We shouldn't be afraid of making mistakes. The important thing is that we should learn from our mistakes. For example, if you make a mistake in a sentence, next time we should try to say that sentence without that mistake. It's actually when we are for us, we are not native speakers. So the only thing that pulls back learners from speaking is the fear of making mistakes. So nobody's perfect when it comes in learning a language. It is not necessary for them to just be afraid. The important goal is to deliver our message and nothing else. Thank you. Anyone else?
Thank you. Thank you, Muqaddas. So don't forget the main idea. Don't be afraid to make mistake. And that's meaning the exploration for this idea, you know? And what's the exploration? Your goal is deliver a message, not speak perfect English with a right grammar and vocabulary. Even native English speaker make mistake. So anyone else want to share here or his opinion about the first part in exploration 1 and exploration the rule 1? What do you think about it, guys?
This is me, Ahmad. I think that thing there at the screen there, it's trying to say that you know, tell someone about what you want to tell them. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about grammar that much, you know, and just use basic grammar. And you know, like example, I ask someone, a person at somewhere, you know, I met, and I say, hey, I want to you know, I want to maybe borrow your money, you know. Example, if it's the easier one is borrow, right? You don't need to make it use advanced word. Just you say a simple word like borrow, and you already understand, and you got the point. So yeah, it's basic vocabulary, basic words, basic grammar, and it all just could make people understand you. But yeah, this is what the passage at the screen there is telling us. Yeah, if a native English speaker make mistake, yeah, I for me, you know, now maybe I'm going to talk about someone that is not an English teacher but a native speaker from America. They just they talk they don't talk like corporate people, you know, where you find in office. They speak English like you know, like yo, howdy, how you doing? What's cracking? Yo, you know, and they use their own English. They don't use the grammar from the textbook, the way where you read when you were in school. But I still got the point what they're trying to say, you know. That's the only thing, you know. That's all. Anybody else?
Yeah. So Aman, you think there are some native speaker making like mistake in his or your language, and you believe that the grammar consider is very important to learn the new language, and that makes sense for you to don't be afraid if you notice that some native speaker also making the mistake. That makes sense for you, Amans. I'm asking you in the number one rule.
Number one? Yes. Yeah, it's true. So it makes me not afraid to speak English with, you know, without grammar, or maybe you know, a grammar that is not good at anyone, because I saw native speakers speak in their you know, hip hop accent. You know, they're not teachers, but yeah, when I talk to them, they don't care when I don't speak good grammar, because they also don't know good grammar too. Yeah, I'm speaking to someone from the street. But yeah, it's true what you had said. Yeah, that's true. I am like that. You know, that makes me brave. You know. Yeah. And
Yeah.
anybody else?
So if you done Aman, you can say anyone else.
Anyone else?
And also you can talking about, are you feel afraid to make mistake? And you can share which is you're afraid to make a mistake.
This is me, Aman. I would like to share about if I like to make mistake talking English to anyone. Well, I mean, for me, how to be brave in speaking English. I did saw something, you know, in my life. When I want to be brave speaking English, I just go speak English, you know, with a grammar that is not good, because it's really trying to show that that is who I am, you know, that's how I speak, you know, you got to accept that. But later, but then I will tell that person that, listen, I don't speak good English, but you still can understand me, right? Yeah, I got your point. And then he said, that person said, yeah, I got your point, what you're trying to say. And then I say, okay, thank you. So later I learn be better English, you know? So yeah, it's you know, talking to you, Mr. Ahmad, and everybody else is good, because why? Because I already know who all of you here, so you don't mind. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Amans,
Anyway.
you share your opinion about, I think in the beginning to decide to learn English, you feel afraid to make a mistake. And I think that's not first time to hear these sentences, you know, the people be afraid to make a mistake. And can you share your experience why the people feel afraid to make mistake if you decide to learn English? And do you remember in the beginning when you decide to learn English, you feel afraid to make mistake? Why you feel afraid to make mistake?
Well, at first, actually, I desire to make mistake because it makes me brave. You know, it makes me, yeah, that's who I am. You know, I don't want to be like you. Try to hard to be like you. Actually, I mean, I can. I wanted to be speaking English like native speaker, but at the end, my brain just cannot remember the word that I speak. That I, you know, when I try to speak like them, I forgot how to speak like them after that. And so that makes me really angry. And then that's why I said that I'm gonna speak my own way in a grammar that have maybe not much mistake, you know, maybe like 30%, so that I can speak easily, and then I can bring the point I was trying to say at people. And well, you know, Mr. Ahmad, the experience that makes me afraid talking English actually, because I was afraid of what that person might think of me. You know, like I had a mind read that when I try to mimic native English speaker when they speak in their accent, I have a mind read towards them that they'll probably say, "This guy is like trying to you know trying to act like he's from America, something like that, where actually he's not." And I got the mind read. This is when I talk to native English speaker. So after so many times, you know, trying to mimic them, you know, what happened at the end, I said, that's it. I'm not going to speak too much like proper grammar and stuff like this. I'm just going to speak my own way, because it's easy to like spontaneous off from your head, you know, speak English, you know, instead of picking words in your head. You know, what words should I use to look like, to make me sound like from England, from Britain. You know, it makes it's hard, you know. So that's why I have mine. Try to mimic, yeah. Very important.
Thank you,
Anybody
Ahmad.
else?
So anyone else want to share his or her opinion about the number one? The number one rules: don't be afraid to make mistake. And you can read the explanation of the number one rules, and you can give us your opinion about it.
Yeah. Hello.
It's hello.
Hello. Sadib,
Yes,
you
sir.
first.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Sadib, we talking
afraid
about
to make
we talking
first
about
one.
the number one rule. We talking the first that don't be afraid to make mistake, and there are some explorations relevant the first rule. And what's your opinion about it? Can you tell us, Sadib?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think fear or afraid to make mistakes, or actually fear. If we analyze the thing, then we can understand that the main thing is fear. Actually, my perspective here, that is certain different. That fear that is good for us. That is to some extent that is good for us, because otherwise we cannot, I think, lead our life, or we cannot learn the things also. Because fear actually tell us that what we should do or what we shouldn't in a particular situation. So based on the situation, we should take the decision. Like if I don't know much about this language at this point of time, and now if I going to do something good in the university or in office, going to present any proposal or any presentation. So that time we shouldn't tell that I actually don't have any afraid to make the mistakes in basically in this language. So at that situation, I think we have the fear at that time, that is certain good. And when we talked about the when you're learning this language with the friends, practicing the things, that time I think we shouldn't afraid. We shouldn't actually afraid to make mistakes. So making mistakes, that is based on the situation, I think. So this is my simple view, sir.
And Sadip, you tell us that the fear is good for us. And
yes,
you
sir.
tell us about it, the fear push the people to learn something new. Your exploration, meaning without the fear, we can't learn the new language. That's your main idea. Is that correct, Sadib?
Yes, sir.
So, Sadib, now I gonna ask you the number, my question, my impressions about it. And do you see the fair is useful for you to learn English? And when you feel the fear in the beginning and right now you feel afraid, and why we feel afraid, for example?
Yes, sir. Because I don't know much about the vocabulary, so and all things. So I not understand things is. So that I hear. But if I learn the thing, all the things, the or the or the sufficient things in English or about the vocabulary, then I think so. We don't have the afraid to otherwise if we have little knowledge about this then we have obviously we have to have this afraid to make mistakes, I think.
And you said that in the beginning we don't have the knowledge about the English, like the vocabulary, like the listen, like the skills to talking with the people by your English language, and that's your your be afraid in the beginning. And I think right now you don't feel that afraid, and you can talk with the people, and you can expression about your opinion fluency. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna move the next question. My next question: do you believe the native speaker also make mistake in his language or her language, for example? Do you believe
yes,
that?
Sir. Yeah. Believe I don't. Yes, sir. I believe I before not that in different. I watched many movie. I watched many podcasts also. So there I have they actually made mistakes, many grammatical points in their faces. So I believe this thing actually. They make mistakes, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't go any good places like or New York, but I was focused. So from that I saw that they make mistakes. They make mistakes, many mistakes, but they don't afraid to make mistakes, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Sadib. So
Okay, sir,
we next. Thank you. We move to the second rules. So anyone else want to read the second rule?
I'd like to read it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Constantly look for opportunities to test out your spoken English. Is it Busu? Yeah. Busu's online.
Okay, go ahead.
Busu's online English classes, for instance, are interactive 45-minute group lessons guided by a professional teacher. They are a great way to practice speaking English and learn faster in a fun, safe environment.
So, what do you think about it?
Okay, as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. It conveys everything about learning a language. If you want to learn a language, we have to practice, not a language, everything. For example, if you want to learn maths, we have to practice every day, not only just noting down the things from the board and just putting our notebooks down. That's not the way. The way of learning a new thing is only by practicing it. We can practice learning a language easily, for example, by when we learn a new vocabulary, we should practice and we should memorize the vocabulary. And then every day we should allocate time. For example, this 10 minutes, I'm going to review all my vocabulary part, and this 10 minutes or this hour, and in this 1 hour, I'm going to practice my reading part, my reading skills. Or in this 30 minutes this day, I am going to practice my listening skill. This is the way of learning a language. And if you want to learn a language, you have to practice. You have to allocate time for that every day, by not only one day, but every day. For example, in a day, you should allocate 30 minutes for listening, 20 minutes for reading, for example, or maybe 40 minutes or 30 minutes for speaking and for writing. By practicing it, we can easily learn a language or everything. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you putting the own schedule, you know, to learn. Your
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you a question, Muqaddas. Do you think, like, you know, the Busu online English classes, like that's example, I put it, that's like example, like the James English Classroom teaching online, and like the any group on the social media. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think that teaching by online is useful for you, or is useful for us, and that is make faster to learn something, the English language, something like this? And do you believe that the online teaching by online is useful, or in the physical is useful? Can you make some
good question
explanation about it?
Yeah, good question. In this part, I would like to share an anecdote of myself, if there's no problem. Some years back, about 4 years back, I left I left an educational center because of some problems. And the teacher there told me that, Muqaddas, you are never going to learn English the way I teach you here. He told me something like that. I clearly remember that day. I told him that, and he asked me about my plans after leaving his center, and he told me that, so where are you going to learn English? And I said that I'm going to continue learning English online. And he said that nobody can learn online. That's totally a waste of time. But today I proved for him that everyone can learn a language online. I learned so far, I'm learning actually English online. The only thing about learning online is to just make plans, daily schedule, as you said before, to just make daily schedule for yourself. Then the rest will be very easy. And me, myself, I also produce online tutorials, not right now, but I used to produce online tutorials. And by producing those tutorials, it actually helped me a lot. It improved me kind of. Not it improved others' English skills. It also improved my skills. For example, my pronunciation. When I was explaining a new word in my videos, I checked that word, I remember that, even 10 times in dictionary. So, as you can see, learning online can be really beneficial for you if you know the strategy. That's all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. You share your example about it, your experience about it. And I'm gonna ask you the last question, Muqaddas. You talking about your plan, your schedule in your talking. And can you tell us what's your schedule, what's your own schedule, what's your own planning to learn English? For example, I am get up in the early in the morning, you know, I have the long time in this day, and I had a schedule to learn English, like something like this. And can you tell us about your own schedule to learn English? Because that's make the practice, you know, you mean you practice English. I'm talking about the schedule. On schedule, that's meaning the practice. And can you tell us about your own schedule to learn English?
Sure, I'd like to. So when I promised myself to learn English, the exercise that I do daily is in English language. The songs or the music that I listen to is in English. And chatting, talking with my friends is in English. Everything that surrounds me is in English right now. The mathematics that I learned today is in English language. The story that I read from books is in English language. So as you can see, the sitcoms and the TV shows, movies, even simple instruction for cooking is in English language. My plan, my daily plan, or my daily schedule actually for learning English, every day when I wake up, I actually have classes with my siblings in English language. I teach them mathematics in English language. And after that, I am learning TOEFL online. When I say online, it is not from a teacher online. I am learning TOEFL from YouTube.
Yeah.
Watching videos. And am I audible now?
Okay, go ahead. You can talk.
Okay. And I also believe that teaching can be really helpful for learning a new language, And I also teach a lot. Daily, I teach for about 5 or 4 hours a day in English. Besides my TOEFL, besides some other classes with my siblings, I also teach. And I believe it's a useful strategy for learning a language. And simply overall, if I summarize my saying, as my plan for learning English is listening. Every day I schedule my schedule, every day I listen. It doesn't matter to listen to just only the lesson. I listen to songs, I listen to podcasts, I listen to some audiobooks, and I read a lot. I read English novels, I read English stories, I speak a lot. For example, joining in James Green's online classes really helped me to speak and to find the courage of speaking. And by every day joining this class, now I believe in myself. I have found the courage and I have found the ability to express everything that is in my mind in English language.
Yeah, thank you so much, Muqaddas. I really appreciate that. So let's move. Say anyone else if you don't.
Anyone else?
This is me, sorry, my voice. This is me, Amant. Yeah, like that practice, you know.
Amant, I want to give me your own schedule, own method to learn. And Muqaddas said you have the schedule, we have the plan to learn English, and he shared about the opinion about to learn English. That's on that's the Muqaddas schedule. And I want to give me your own method, you know, to practice English. I think that is not only method you practice English. I think you have. I listen to you talking about you have another method to learn English, like the reading, like the memorizing, and something like this. And I want to give me the own schedule, own method to learn English. That's meaning the practice, you know.
My own schedule. my own schedule. You know, like you had what you said that you want me to say at you that what my schedule, what my timetable when I speak English, or what time do I speak English, like that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Well, I speak English actually. My timetable is not fixed actually, because I were in a lot of WhatsApp groups, so it's not fixed. Example, like I wake up in the morning, I open up my phone, and I saw like 1,000 message in 1 hour in the WhatsApp group, and then I go in, I talk English, and after that I go eat and come back again. I start talk English back again, and afternoon I speak English again in the WhatsApp group, and then continue 5 hours later I speak English again in a WhatsApp group until night, and then I come in a Zoom meeting, I speak English with at all of you in here, and then I do again like tomorrow, and then tomorrow I do it again, and do it again. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my timetable actually. I just realized. Yeah.
And Amans, do you notice you talking about your own schedule, own method? And I'm gonna move you faster. Do you believe your own schedule? I mean, do you see this method is a faster to learn English? That's your meaning you're practicing English every day. And do you see your method is a faster to learn English? Because you know, if you notice, there are some that learn faster. You practice English by your own schedule, own method. And do you believe your own method and to learn faster?
Yes, I believe, because because why? Because I speak English like maybe more than 6 hours, in a WhatsApp group, by sending my voice clip at everyone in any English WhatsApp group that I were in. And like they say, what's the word? If you expose, yeah, if you were in like that word, if you expose yourself in a place where everyone speak English, and then you automatically speak English. And you know what happened after that? You trapped in example, if you expose yourself in a room, in a building full with a lot of people speaking English, and you stuck there, you can't go out for like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. After 3 years, you speak English so many times that you forgot your own native language. Even if you remember your native language, you speak your native language like like uh, like a caveman, who doesn't know how to speak. Caveman, like a foreigner try to speak your native language, they can't speak properly. So you become like that because you stuck in a building for 3 years, cannot get out, and the only people you can speak with is the people that speak English. And yeah, it helps you to speak English faster, remember vocabulary faster, and all like that. But the consequences is your native language, the grammar, the rules and everything, you will forget completely. And when you start speaking with someone that speak your native language, they will feel weird. Why are you speaking in a weird accent, in a weird way that it doesn't make sense? I get the point, but it doesn't sound like you're living from in here. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you ever? Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, thank you, Amos. Say anyone else if you don't.
Anybody else?
Yes, yes, this Jumbo.
Okay.
Yes, can I
Jumbo.
say yes, can I say my schedule?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, I will tell you my schedule. You know, okay. Hello? Can you hear my
Zamboyo,
talk?
I think, yes, I think you have internet problem.
No. Can you hear my? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can hear you. We can hear you clearly. You
Yes.
can talk.
Yes. I can hear you. Okay. Let me tell about my schedule. How do I learn the English? I especially I listen the song. I do mainly the listening to improve my English. And I just listen the English song. And then also I watch the motivation movie. I download a lot of the motivation movie from YouTube, and then I watch it again. I do it again. Before I sleep, I always listen to that motivation. And then I use the new work from that video. I use this is again in my assignment. I use in my assignment in my project. That is I'm studying the English. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that's meaning that your own schedule, you're practicing English by your own method. And I'm gonna ask you questions, Zumbo, if you don't mind. And there are a lot of the group on the social media teaching the English, and there are the different teacher, different experience, different opinion, different method. And do you believe that if anybody asks you, do you believe the teaching by online and learning the online, like the James English Classroom group on the social media?
Sorry.
What's your experience? What's your opinion about the learn by the online groups?
Before I joined this James Cream online group, you mean that? In this group and James Cream's group, and there are so many beginner now who are learning the English, and in this group, and it's not for the beginner, it's just for the at least above level, the student who are above level. It's mainly aimed for those people who are in upper level. For beginner, it's very difficult to participate to speak in this group. They are so afraid to participate to speak with the other people in this group. They are just doing listening. Before I joined another class, and the teacher take me off and he mentioned their name. He mentioned he asked the question one by one. So everyone are giving attention to that teacher.
Yeah. And Zumbo, I gonna ask you my last question. Do you believe the practicing make perfect for you? What's your opinion about it? That's me.
Yes, it's very sure. Practicing, yes, practice make perfect, really perfect. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Without practice, also we have to make mistake, and then we have to practice to avoid the mistake. We have to do the practicing to avoid the mistake. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Zumbo. If you're done, you can say anyone else.
Say anyone else?
This is Khan speaking from Bangladesh.
Hello, Khan.
Yep.
Khan, I
Hello.
want you to read the number 3 rules.
Definitely. Number 3, listen. The more you hear, the more it will be for you to speak better English. You will start speaking more fluently and confidently in English. Conversation, learning how to give your opinions in English with new experiences and idioms.
And what do you think about it, Khan?
Well, according to me, I think in English here has 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, speaking. And so most crucial is listening. If you are a good listener, so you can be a good speaker. And also by listening you can write, by listening you can also acquire everything for it. So all the thing is attached with each other. So I think listening is important. And here also express idioms, expressions, and other stuffs. Also, we need to include in our conversation sometimes idioms we have to follow in our listening skills when we should use idioms. That's the thing like I understood by reading this.
So, Khan, I'm gonna ask you a question. There are 4 skills in English language: reading skills, listening skills, speaking skills, and
writing skill.
Writing skills. And we talking faster, profoundly about the listening skills. I think you listen by the broadcast or the video or the song. And what do you feel? What do you feel if you hear the song? You know, what do you feel? Do you understand? Do you think? My question for you: do you think that the song is useful for you to learn English?
I think there is the way to you can learn. Like sometimes it's necessary to, but in songs, if I talk about grammatical, sometimes there are so many lacks in songs grammatically. So for learning purpose, like vocabulary, improving your vocabulary. So in case of, you can also try songs. For me, I just only improve my vocabulary by listening song, nothing but.
And do you believe that that listening skills improving your pronunciation? Do you catch the corrected pronunciation by your listening?
Oh, of course, by listening, I can get correct pronunciation and how to pronounce well in native speaker whenever I follow native speaker. So sometimes I had a lot of pronunciation lacking. So when I just try to resolve it or try to listen it again. So in case of my pronunciation can be better than before.
Okay, thank you so much, Khan. And if you're done, you can say anyone else.
Anyone else?
Yes. Okay, this is Sumbo. Okay.
Okay.
Please, you ask me the question again.
And we talking about there are the 4 skills in English language: reading skills, speaking skills, and writing skills, and talking skills. And I am gonna ask you a question about the listen skills. You said, I think in the previous question, you listen by the device's song. And do you believe the listen skills can improve your English language?
Yes, it's exactly true. I believe in it is exactly true. You know, to 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 study the English from reading book is very difficult for me. It's very boring for me. So I listen the modern song. You know, I don't listen the old song. I just listen the song the song that are very trending. I just listen the trend song. I just listen the song that I am very interested. So I really believe in that listening song made me improve my English skill, my English speaking skill, but not my grammar.
And you said that like the listening skills is useful for you. And do you catch the corrected pronunciation by your listening, Zombo? And if you am listening to the broadcast or video, or I'm listening to the song, and do you feel the catch the corrected pronunciation by your listening?
Yes, I believe in that. When I listen when I listen the movie, or when I listen the song of the movie again, and I can speak like that, or I can take the pronunciation like that. I believe in that. But I have to listen is a lot.
You love the listen a lot. Okay, thank you. Zumbo, if you're done, you can say anyone else.
Yes, I have finished my answering. Please say anywhere else. Oh, sorry, say anywhere else.
Hello,
Hello.
may I, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. So Deep, what do you think the listening? Do you believe that? If you don't believe that, you can tell us. If you believe that, you can also tell us. And do you believe you can listen, you catch the corrected pronunciation by your listening?
Yeah, obviously, sir. Listening part, that is extremely important. Like a table, there are four legs. Four legs. There are four legs. Like in this language or every language, in every language there are four extreme or four main things, or you can say the pillars, like speaking, reading, writing, and listening, obviously. And if we critically analyze here, then we can understand that two things input and two things here output. What are the inputs here? If we think here, the input, that is when we read something or when we listen something, these two things are input, or you can say the input device, like in a computer system. Or what are the outputs here? Outputs means when we write something, or when we speak something. So without learning or without input the things, output, that is certain, that is next to impossible. So you are talking about here that is speaking, that listening also extremely important. Without one pillar, a chair or a table, that is cannot stand. So without also this thing, this portion of of this that listening, and then without listening, actually we cannot speak also the language output, that is not possible. Like if we want to learn this, or if we want to listen the things very carefully, then naturally I think we have to grab that thing. If we observe, observation also extremely important, like practicing. So observation, so how we can observe, that if we observe a child after 1 year or 2 years, he or she can listen. First, a child listen something, or from months actually. He or she listens something. A child listens something from months, and after that, if we see their face, or if you observe a child, then you can see they very consciously they want to grab, or they want to understand what we are actually want to tell, or how we can tell the things. They actually observe. I observe practically this thing. So based on that, I can tell you here that observation, a child is a best observer. There is a from Greek, there is a philosopher, Descartes. Descartes told this thing that a child mind, or our mind without experience, that is a tabula rasa, that is like a blank page. So a child, a child is a very good observer. So if we naturally doing the things, or if we naturally understand the things, then that thing going to long lasting. So I think we should learn this language also, or the others language, naturally. So like a child, when we understand something, then I think we can understand the things better than anything else. So this is my simple view, sir, about this thing.
Okay, thank you, Sadiq. So we stop it now. Stop my share screen, and we finished the hour, the class today. And let's move to the surprises learning and satisfaction, dissatisfaction about my class. And anybody give my feedback, your feedback about my class, you can tell me.
Yes, yes. And when I say the answering for your question, and I say a lot, but I would like to know you got my point or not. I would like to know that. So for the next time, and you should summarize what I said is true or not. I would like to know that. It's stone for you, not flower for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Surprises learning.
Okay. Can I share my opinion about your class?
Yeah, you can.
This is Muqaddar. Although I missed the very important parts from your class due to my poor internet connection, but honestly, I learned lots of things today from your class, especially how to learn a language, about the scheduling our daily plan for learning a language. And I also am really honored that you give me the opportunity to share my anecdote and something about my experience of and my journey of learning English language. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing this class today, Ahmed.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. We ending the class now. See you tomorrow in the James English classroom. And honestly, everybody will be get healthy. And goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Sir.